Hello.
Hello,
Do you have
hello.
a minute to talk about our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ?
What? What?
I want to play Yu-Gi-Oh!
Jesse, what the hell are you talking about?
I want to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Fucking fight me. Restart, Smile.
I've already got my games for the next episode of Restart.
Wait, you uploaded that episode?
I mean, it's only been like a week.
Bruh. Hasn't it been like a month?
What do you mean? It's been those like
I'm I'm fucking looking this up right now, bitch.
oh,
Yeah, 4 weeks ago, bitch ass.
you're hold on. Hold on.
What?
Welcome back to another episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! Restart. Are you excited? Because I'm excited. Because this episode, whether our deck likes it or not, we are making changes. Last episode, we had our biggest pull of the series so far, with Pot of Prosperity being valued at about $95 at the time of this video. We sell cards for 75%, so we got $71 for that. Along with that, we sold Arc Rebellion for an additional $7, and that means with our base $50, we have a grand whopping total of $128. Alright, we talked about what we want. Alternative win conditions. I am tired of win blocking and hoping it works out, so here's the plan. Dual Devastator. Yeah, that's it. With the amount of money we have enough for 2 Dual Devastators, which is as much as I would want anyway, and about half a box of Phantom Rage since we'll never stop opening that. Dual Devastator is straight up the greatest set of all time, giving a huge amount of just necessary cards if you want to play the game in 2021. If you want to start your own sealed journey, I would even recommend just buying 3 of these as soon as you can because that'll give you a huge competitive edge. Quick thing, for some reason Fractal also shot up like hell since the last video came out. The more we pull, the more money we have in our deck, so no complaints here. Aside from that, let's just go for the completed Tri-Brigade package and start the show. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe. Alright, let's go. It doesn't fit on the camera. We have like... okay, you know what this is. It's just these are... wow, I'm holding them the wrong way. These are 2 boxes of Dual Devastator. These boxes are huge. Like honestly, I need to... I'm just gonna cut them open. Let's be honest here. We're not watching me open this. Give me 2 seconds. So while I'm cutting these open, how are you guys doing? Like straight up, you can tell me. I'll remember that I said this in the video. I just want to bring up the quick fact that sealed only as a format is actually starting to kind of die out here. I mean, yeah, that's a negative. Doesn't really matter much. Been noticing the views lacking, but either way, I didn't expect to have this many subscribers this early on anyway. Jesus Christ. So those of you that are still dedicated to me and subscribe to me and join the Discord, I appreciate you guys. Let me get the second box of dude out. So quickly running down prices. These were $45 each. I found a guy on Facebook. I don't know if I'm showing the screenshots here. You know what? I'm gonna try to catch the screenshot. It's gonna be right here on the left side. But yeah, there was a guy on Facebook who offered them to me for $45. Why does one of these look bigger than the other? So I got both of these for $90, which means we had $38 left over. We have a Phantom Rage box. I actually had to buy this for $75, I believe, which means we get exactly half of the... Jesus Christ. Half of the packs in here. Why doesn't it open? I just want to point out, like, I literally just got out of the gym and my arms are very sore, so if they're shaking more than usual, you'll know why. Anyway, let's go with this half. Assuming these are mapped, there should be 2 ultras and a secret in here, or you know, a starlight. Haha. I've pulled 2 starlights in my life, so I can hope. Should we go into this first? Why not? As I said in the intro, Dual Devastator is straight up like the best set in the game. We've got reprints, like literally my favorite Ghost Sister, Ghost Ogre. I actually don't like this art as much as I like the original, but I'm happy to see it. We got Ghost Reaper. Then we've got a $25 card, I believe, $25. This is going into the deck, because why not? Ghost Bell is a good side deck card. You know what? I'm going to put the side deck cards over here. I'm going to put the main deck cards up here. Not every single one of these is guaranteed, but this is just, you know, why not? Red Blossoms from Underroot. I forgot that card existed. Synchros, we do not run Synchros, as much as I'd love to. I mean, technically, we could run one of these, but how are we really going to bring that out? I kind of want to get rid of the Trigate Wizard. I feel like that card is just straight up useless, so let's just replace it with, I don't know, Decode Talker, I guess. Top Logic Bomber Dragon. Yeah, let's just take out Decode Talker and just make it like, you know, why not, right? There's no reason not to. This is a big reason we're buying it right now. DD Crow. I'm going to be running 3 DD Crows because DD Crow is an amazing card. Effect Veiler, maybe a side deck option. I'm not sure. Dinko Sekka could be a very useful side deck option. Lancia, absolutely going in the side deck. Hank, why not? Let's put one in the side deck. Gamma Seal, of course. This is a rarity bump to our mind control, so let's just put that over here. Super Poly. It's interesting that we got this, and I'll consider it for now. Silent Graveyard is actually a decent side deck option, so I don't know. I'll put it aside for now, but in the future it could be good. Called By, we could put that in. Why not? Do we already have a Called By in the main deck? I don't think so. Cosmic Cyclone is a rarity bump in the side deck. D-Barrier is a rarity bump in the side deck. There Can Be Only One has very good interactions with Tri-Brigade, so I'm actually going to be putting this into the main deck. Same with Solemn Strike, which is just an amazing card overall. Anti-Spell could be good side. Alright, aside from those, I'm just going to open up the second one and quickly drop every single thing that could be useful from the second one as well. God, is it just me or do like ultra rares look so ugly? Also, you see how high up that name is? And like, this is just printed badly. I don't know what kind of cheap printings they used for this. Yeah, I mean, there's not much to say about Dual Devastator. It's kind of a boring set, but like, look at the amount of just playable good cards. Why did I put Dinko Sekka in the main deck? The amount of playable good cards that we could put in. Just, I mean, obviously there's more than 15 cards here for the side deck, so I'll have to work on it, but we'll see what we could do. My arms are so sore. Okay, we're gonna run down the list. We're gonna get our first ever Starlight in the series, now that we actually have our pack opening. Okay, I don't see a Starlight, so not yet. Is this a secret rare? It is Kokoku. Wait. Alright. Next pack. Open. My arms are too sore for this. I got a flex that I work out like any other nerd on the internet. Prank Kids Meow Meow Mew Mew Mew. It's also like 1 o'clock and I just got out of the remote duel locals. I was gonna enter it with this deck, but I didn't have time to edit the deck first. Let's just see what it is. It is Virtual Worlds Juju. Yes. Come on, give us another. Give us a Fractal. Give us a Farigite. Give us something broken. It is Tri-Brigade Karis. Our playset of Karis is complete. You know how happy I am? Jesus Christ. I was straight up starting to believe that like I would get a third Zeus before I would get a third Karis. And now that we have the third one, you know we're going to be pulling it every single time. Please don't be the perfect sync Aeon. We're almost halfway through the packs and we still have not gotten an ultra or a secret. That's really interesting. Okay, it does not look like there's a... Oh, is that Tri-Brigade Fractal? Hoo-hoo! Oh, I have nothing to say about this. Like, overall, this opening is just solid already. This is the, with the Charmers, we had episode 10 that changed everything. With this, it's episode, what episode is this? 6? Okay, Inferno Doom Archfiend. I was like, oh, please don't be Shen Shen. Please be Shuraig. I need a Shuraig. Okay, let's get this Virtual Worlds Gate Chuche. So we have 4 packs left. We've still got the hope for a Starlight, but I mean, I don't think we'll get one. Is that Arc Rebellion? Okay, we got Arc Rebellion. That's selling fodder. I just dropped some cards on the floor. The shock of getting Arc Rebellion just made me drop some cards on the floor. We can't run it, but we did get, you know, Fractal and Karis, so that's already amazing. Conductor of Nephthys. I don't even have to look at it to know what that is. I kind of hope the second Ultra Rare is in the last pack. I just feel like there's a lot more tension when it's in the last pack. And it is in the last pack because we got Joyous Melfies as our super rare. Alright. Pray for the Farigite. Can we get actually 2 Fractals in one box? Do you know how amazing that would be? It's like a $30 card right now. Let's see, that is an ultra rare. It is a mutant, I believe. Mutant M05. I mean, look how much we have to put into the deck right now. How long is this gonna take me? For you guys, it'll be 10 seconds. For me, it'll be, I don't know, 20, 30 minutes. Let's cut ahead. Why not? Okay, so that took a lot less time than I thought it would. Though I am now very thirsty, so give me a second. I don't know why I started it here. Okay. There have been so many changes this episode that, again, also we haven't done this in a while. We're gonna just do a deck profile. So starting with our main deck, we have our, you know what? I'm gonna move my hands away. Our playset of Nerval, our finally playset of Karis, our 2 Fractals, our 1 Kit, rounding out our Tri-Brigade lineup. We have our playset of Turquoise Warbler, our playset of Cobalt Sparrow, and our playset of Sapphire Swallow. So this is already going like really well. We're keeping the playset of Kinkabyo. I dropped the Jester Confit, but I thought Kinkabyo could still be very useful, especially since we're not running Rescue Kitten, I believe it's called. And then with our one-ofs being Alpha and Barrier Statue. Next we've got our Hand Trap lineup, which is really not that much. It's 3 copies of DD Crow and 2 copies of Ash Blossom. I considered running Ghost Ogre in the main deck as well. Actually, fuck considering. We're putting it in. 2 copies of Ghost Ogre, because I love this card. We actually have a decent hand trap lineup. Now these spell cards, of which there's actually only 2, so if we can get Imperial Order, we'd be set. That would be Rendezvous and Called by the Grave. Rendezvous we could send, Called by, I mean if we draw into it, whatever. Next we've got actually a pretty solid trap lineup. 2 copies of Tri-Brigade Revolt, 1 copy of Tri-Brigade Oath, 2 copies of Solemn Strike, 2 copies of There Can Be Only One, and 1 copy of Fuse Line. This is to round out our main deck. Now to go into the extra deck. It is actually pretty much exactly the same, the only difference being we didn't even drop the Tri-Gate Wizard, we dropped the Hammer Kong to add Decode Talker because I was tired of opening Zodiac Cataroost. Like, I hate to say it, that card was just completely useless. Now the bread and butter, we finally have a side deck. Check this out. We have our, let me move my hands out of the way, 2 copies of Artifact Lancia, 2 copies of Denko Sekka, 2 copies of Gamma Seal, 1 copy of Pank, being our monster lineup, 3 copies of Cosmic Cyclone, 1 of which is mismatched, 3 copies of D-Barrier, 1 of which is mismatched, and 1 copy of Anti-Spell Fragrance. Honestly, I can't really guarantee that I'll win, because I think we still need Farigid and Shuraig just to have some kind of late game potential, but it's nice just to have an actual deck that could be competitively viable. Let's see what kind of games we can get. Here we go with match 1 against Ekorion's Heroes. We get a pretty decent starting hand and combo off, ending with Simorg, Rendezvous Engrave, Barrier Statue, and Hrace Velger. Ekorion uses Raigeki, which we protect ourselves against using Rendezvous, just for Shadow Mist to attack over Barrier Statue with Honest Neos, and Mask Change to get rid of Press. He then uses Malicious Bane to get rid of Simorg, completely clearing our board, and honestly taking a pretty impressive Game 1 victory. Game 2 we do it a bit differently though, ending on an Appaloosa and Simorg with Barrier Statue, along with 1 back row and Ghost Ogre in hand. We pop Stratos on summon with Ghost Ogre, leaving our opponent wide open for us to steal Game 2 pretty easily. Game 3 we have a less than ideal hand, and Ekorion makes Dark Law a passing turn. Sadly, on the following turn we can't do much, and when we set D-Barrier to stop a future play, we end up getting screwed by Super Poly, which we obviously can't respond to. I try to come back by making Princess Sprite to risk it all, but it gets strike, losing us the first match. Match 2 is up against Scrap Orchist. Another mediocre hand means we U-set and pass turn. Our opponent Fossil Digs, which we Ash, but that doesn't matter as Scraptor was in hand anyway. We have no other interruptions even after using Called By on Scraptor since the second normal summon already went off, leaving our opponent with a superior board state and losing us Game 1. Game 2 has much better back row options as we lock our opponent into only having Scrap Wyvern and Window, and getting a search off of Nerval. After some very back and forth turns, we get the top deck of a lifetime, making an impenetrable board that wins us Game 2. Game 3 is not impossible. Our opponent only ends with Babel and 1 back row as well as Dingirsu. We send a bunch to the grave off Fractal and bring out Pank to pop the back row, though it gets protected by Ding. With no other protection though, Fractal gets Imperm, but it isn't enough since we have Karis in hand, ending on another impenetrable board and taking Game 3. Match 3 is up against Live Twin, so it is not the worst. Our opponent starts with Signet Mining, which we Ash, but it gets Called By. 1 for 2 in terms of card advantage is not the worst, and our opponent ends with Unchained Abomination and 2 cards set. We do not have the greatest hand, again, so we set 3 in a monster passing turn. This gets completely nuked by Unchained Abomination and the Evil Twins, and we lose the game pretty quickly. Game 2, we get a better going second hand with Alpha and use set again. After a bit of Floodgate trap holing and some back and forth, we make Recital Starling, which gets ashed, but we just make Zeus. Zeus is just an absurd card and our opponent has no outs, so we take the game. Game 3 is pretty slow and back and forth, so all you need to know is it eventually came down to 1 card from each of us. Alpha on my end and Evil Twins from the opponent. Our opponent then makes Underworld Goddess eventually, and we make Shurake to crash into it. We eventually make Zeus again with Princess Sprite and use it to clear the board, attacking for match. Match number 4 is against Dino Wrestler Zombies. Thank you, Chew. I'ma keep it real with you guys. Zombie World shuts down the deck completely, and these games were so long that I lost one of them by deck out. The other 2 I managed to actually win, and I'm not going to go through explaining all of it because this would actually be a lot longer than every other match in this episode combined. Match 5 and the fun deciding match is against Demura Tundra's Blue Eyes. Brick Eyes does what it does best, sadly, and after a couple of turns of getting Solemned and Veilered, we pretty quickly take the game. Game 2, we normal summon Barrier Statue with 2 back row and proceed to swing it. Blue Eyes are all light and level 1 pretty much for the monsters that could actually be summoned, and our opponent's set back row is Silver's Cry, which means that he literally has no options to even play the game. Barrier Statue should be banned, but we take match 5 and end 4-1. So, it's been a while. You might be wondering why. First, let's actually talk about the series and what we're doing moving forward with, the deck, and then we'll move into the other more important stuff later. With our winnings this week, we got an extra $8, and we got an Arc Rebellion to sell. As for what we're going to open for the next episode, it's just going to be the rest of the Phantom Rage box. We're not doing anything special here. We're probably going to save the funds for episode 8, and honestly, looking at it right now, we have an extra $27 or so. I actually, I already had to open the packs for episode 7, don't hate me for this, but I will say we got something pretty interesting because I was going to enter into a tournament, but it got cancelled. So the packs that we're going to open, after episode 7, we're going to discuss later on. Now, for why it's been taking so long for me to make episodes. I just want to start out by saying I am not bored of this series. On the contrary, I'm actually really happy with the series. And my biggest concern actually comes from the fact that I'm not happy with how I'm treating it. At first, I thought my editing was not amazing, and I still don't think my editing is, the best in the world, but I think it's pretty good for somebody who's an amateur. I really hate to say this. I feel like I should pour more out because I'm just seeing so many nice videos online that are just so well done, and I just want more out of my own content. This was especially influenced by a video from a YouTuber called Swolax. I'm going to link the video in the description, so please check that out. It's talking about sealed only in general, and honestly, it's a really good video. That's a secondary thing. At first, New York had thunderstorms for 2 weeks straight, so I couldn't get any clean audio because my computer setup is literally right next to a window. Like, hey, literally 2 feet behind the camera right now, there's a window. As well as I said in my 2K sub special, financially, very straining series. Very expensive to make every single episode, and getting this little break honestly helped out a ton. Also, I have a super limited 16 gigabytes of RAM, so I don't think I can make another hour-long video. Back to the Swolax video, it made me want to do better. It made me want to make better videos. It made me want to experiment more with my videos. And I want to do better with the series that got me any views on YouTube to begin with. I'm over 2,000 subscribers now, and that's actually crazy. I think the effects that I'm using, everything that's going on with this series is a bit overloading at times, and I really hate to say something like that. I just think there's a lot going on, a lot of pointless stuff that I think I'm putting into this, even though whoever's watching obviously has the brain power. They don't need 30 things on the screen at once. I'd rather focus on making smaller things a lot more impactful than making 30 things that have absolutely zero impact on the actual video. Or at least, during the games, that's when I feel that my editing is the most lacking, and during the intro and outro sequences when they just feel kind of boring. I mean, I don't know if I will ever be able to reach, the levels of, you got Nim Nim, and then you got Ruggles. That is Ruggles has the success of being the best editing YouTuber, best editing Yugi tuber, the hottest Yugi tuber. I'm kidding. It's me. No, I'm kidding. I want to try to make Restart more consistently after this, and hopefully I can get the next episode out in a week or two. Again, I want to enter a tournament with the deck, see how far I can get. Most likely this season will last 10 or 11 episodes, and then after that we will try to stray more into different editing styles. I'm gonna see, honestly, I just want to make the series better. I just want to have something that I could watch a million times and not get bored of. But you know, that's in the future. I still have at least 3-4 more episodes to create. So thanks for staying subscribed and dedicated. Thank you for all the views. Thank you for getting me to over 2,000 subscribers. Jesus Christ, I've already talked about that in my 2,000 subscriber video. Go check that out, please. Thanks for having me back, and I hope that I don't take anywhere near as long with the next few episodes. Have a great day and or night, and goodbye.